It's now 2:51 and time for our campus clash. Should we abolish tuition fees? Here to debate, I'm joined by Pascal Senn, Regent University London political science and graduate, former student union president as well, and Steve Bennett. He's a history and politics at Reading University. So why should we abolish tuition fees? Why should we realistically, with huge sums of student debt on what is frankly in many instances Mickey Mouse degrees, as I describe them, which serve very little purpose in improving society and actual job prospects? Why should we bother doing that? Steve, I'll start with you.
Thank you for having me, Darren. It's great to be here. So a report from the Higher Education Policy Institute found that average debt for each student is going to be 45%. Sorry, not 45%, £45,000. And that's putting off a lot of people. That's a lot of money, and it goes up with interest rates. So obviously, a lot of people are put off going to university, and that ends up, I think, really damaging the amount of educated people we have in our country, and it. And then it affects the quality of businesses.
Well,
and,
Steve,
so on and so forth.
What I would say to that is, as someone who went to university and dropped out of it and did a frankly useless degree in the creative industries, I actually don't think that you do leave feeling more educated. I don't think it does make you more educated member of society. I just think it saddles you with massive amounts of debt, and, well, frankly, it's not worth it. Where do you stand on that point?
Well, I think that there's a lot of degrees, as you said, that are Mickey Mouse degrees. They're not really going to have any sort of value to society or help get a job. But I think also if you look at an employer, and to say if you want to get a job, I think if you say I have a degree, but someone that doesn't have a degree, the person with the degree in general is more likely to get the job.
Yeah, I agree with that. I hear what you're saying there, and I think that's important. I think that's really important, because we need to actually ensure that other avenues, other routes to success are available. Pascal, I just want to bring you in on that point. Would you actually argue that it's a good thing, actually, that we've got over, what is it now, 50% of people going to universities?
Well, I mean, on the question of whether we should abolish tuition fees, I think it's really important to remember the fact that a lot has changed in the last 30 years. Since in the 1990s, tuition fees were brought in at £1,000, then £3,000, and the last increase in 2012 that brought it to about 9,000 and change. And the interesting thing that we have to remember in all of that is that actually the elasticity of demand on an economical level for higher education is very low. What does that actually mean? It means that the increases of tuition fees have not resulted in a drop-off or a decrease in students actually attending university. And so the fundamental argument of those in favor of abolishing tuition fees is often linked with accessibility for one part. So the fact that it's a very unelastic market, and the fact that actually numbers of attendees of universities has increased since
really quickly to the two of you, can I just really quickly ask the question of, do you actually think that we need to put more of an emphasis on there being other avenues to success? Should it really be the case that you need to go to get a university degree and increasingly a master's degree to be quote unquote successful? Steve, I'll start with you. In a word.
Yes, there needs to be other avenues, yeah.
Pascal, do you agree with that emphasis as well?
Absolutely. We should be training people with vocational degrees that aren't necessarily university degrees, more plumbers, more carpenters, to train people with actual skills.
Well, hey, there we are. Not a clash at all. Not a clash at all. We agree with each other. Thank you very much for your time, the pair of you.